If you give up, then the life would swallow you. You know, like life would swallow you in one day. You would not able to do anything. But if you keep strong and mentally like strong, approach people with like good heart and everything. You know, nothing bad happens, and you just get by day to day life. Life is day to day. It's not like somewhere in the future or in the past. It's day to day, game by day to day. You know.
Vlad, thank you so much for talking to us. First of all, I want to ask you, how old are you?
I'm 36.
36, yeah? And Vlad, how long have you been homeless for?
Couple years.
Couple years, yeah? How did it all happen, man? What happened?
I couldn't pay rent. You know, I lost a job.
Yeah.
I couldn't pay rent. The person who I rented from, they told me to move out as soon as I could. You know, otherwise they would take it to court. So I moved out. I left my stuff with a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And then I've just been on the go, like literally just how you see me now is how I've been, you know.
Okay. And how come you couldn't afford to pay the rent? What happened?
I lost the job where I was working.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I argued, not argued, but I didn't get on with the boss, so he let me go, and then I didn't have any other work, so I ran out of money. I couldn't pay rent, and then the guy, my landlord, said to me, "You have to move out. If you can't afford, you have to move out." You know, he goes, "I don't care where you move. You know, he has to keep the place occupied, like, you know." So I wasn't on benefits or anything. I'm like literally, I'm a painting decorator.
Okay, you're a
so
painter decorator.
What do normally I look for a bit of work, you know, like I've asked many builders around here, some other areas, you know, left my number with many people, but not one person called me and said we got work for you, you know.
When was the last time you worked?
Last time, like a few months ago, I had like a couple of days here and there.
Okay.
Like, over the time I've been working, like I've had like a few jobs here and there.
Yeah.
I've been labouring, like I've been painting, you know. I'm a painting decorator.
Yeah.
But I've been doing other jobs like gardening and wherever people.
Physical work, manual work. Yeah.
Manual work. Wherever people offer me, whatever job they have for me, I'll take it, you know.
And you know, when you became homeless, when you lost your job, from that point, how long did it take for you to run out of money?
But I was getting paid weekly.
Yeah.
So like, when I stopped working, like a couple of weeks down the line, I've run out of money. I had a 1 month deposit on the flat, you know, so I've used up my deposit for the 1 month, and then I've literally just borrowed some money from a couple of friends. I still have to pay them back, you know. But I ended up on the street, you know, and now I just.
Where for majority of the time that you've been on the streets, where have you been sleeping?
But like I said, I've got one friend of mine who lets me stay overnight sometimes when it's bad weather or whatever, you know, like he'll help me.
Yeah.
But I can't stay there all the time because, you know, it's.
Of course. Where did you sleep last night?
Last night I've just been up. I've not slept.
Serious?
Like overnight, you know, if it's sometimes I get on a bus, you know, I sit on a bus like whatever go one way and come back the other way.
And you know, Vlad, before you became homeless, how was your life like before all of this happened?
It was alright, you know. My life is okay, you know. Like, even though I'm homeless, you know, it doesn't mean my life is bad. You know, like I've seen people much worse state than me, you know.
Okay.
Like people come out hospital, like whatever, you know, like people have bad things happen to them, you know. It's not the end of the world, you know. It's not like something like my family is okay, you know.
Yeah.
So like now I'm just trying to find a bit of work and trying to raise a couple of quid to get by.
And then before you had your full-time, your job was it full-time?
Well, full-time, yeah.
And then were you living with any family, any partner, anyone, or were you on your own?
But I live with my friends.
Okay.
Like I live in a house with, like, I share the house with my friends.
Yeah. And where's your family?
My family, I've got family all over the world.
Yeah.
Like some different countries, you know, like my aunties, one auntie, she lives in Holland, you know.
What about your parents?
My dad passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that's fine, no worries. My mom, she lives in London, but she doesn't know that I'm homeless, you know. I've been seeing her like presentable and everything, you know.
Okay.
But she doesn't know, I didn't tell her. And we're not staying together because she's got a small like place, and like I moved out, like, so I'm just.
What's your reason for not telling her?
It's like, you know, she's my mom and everything, you know, I love her to bits, you know, she's my mom. But I just didn't tell her like how my things went, you know, not to worry her. And I've been just getting by from day to day, you know, here and there, you know. Like I didn't tell her like I lost my job and I lost place to stay and I was on the street.
If she found out your situation now, what do you think she would say or do?
I don't know, but I don't know. She might say like, you know, come live with me, you know, whatever. Like I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to trouble, you know.
And Vlad, I want to ask you, what is the toughest thing for you about being homeless? What's your toughest challenge?
Toughest challenge, brother. Like when it get raining, when it's cold, you know, raining, just to get dry somewhere. But that's the only thing on the street you have to worry about. Like if on a good day, a sunny day like this, you know, you don't have to worry about anything. You know, just you know, people give me a bit of change. I buy an energy drink. I buy like something to eat, whatever. You know, but mainly the weather. You know, that's the only thing. Like when it's wet and cold, where can you be? You know, like I stay by the shop sometimes under the roof. You know.
How have the other homeless people been towards you? Have they been positive?
Yeah, everyone is a good person, brother. Yeah. All the people I know from the street, who are on the street or being on the street, you know, they're all good people, you know.
Okay. And what do you miss the most from before you became homeless?
I don't miss anything. I've had a good life, but it's not made me, like, how can I say? I'm not suffering in the street. I've seen people much worse state than me, you know.
Yeah.
So at least I've got a friend who helps me sometimes, you know.
Okay.
And I do well, like, usually just, you know, I don't get in trouble, you know, I don't cause trouble, I don't drink, you know, so when people give me a bit of money, you know, I'll spend it on like energy drinks and, you know.
And, you know, we find, because we've been doing this channel for a while now, we find a lot of times when we interview the homeless people, a lot of them are on Class A drugs, for example. Are you on any of these drugs? Have you experienced
I'm not on drugs, brother. I do find dog ends, you know, I smoke dog ends, like.
What's that?
Dog ends, you know, like butts, cigarette butts.
Okay, yeah.
I'll find them in a bin somewhere, you know, I'll buy Rizzlers and I'll just roll my own cigarettes, you know, from the dog ends I find, you know.
Okay.
I don't have money to buy cigarettes or whatever, you know. So I just get by on like what's on the street, you know, really.
Have any drug dealers approached you?
Drug dealers? I've been like, every now and then, I meet a person who asks me, do you want any weed or whatever, you know, but I don't buy it, I don't.
What about any Class A drugs? Has anyone offered you those?
No.
Heroin, cocaine?
No, nobody offers me that,
Nothing
no.
like that, yeah? If you had one wish, what would your one wish be then?
One wish, just for my family to be okay.
Yeah.
Just, I'm not a selfish person, I always think outside of myself, you know. Well, I'm just one person, but there's so many, you know. And people have been helping me, you know, and I hope their lives are okay, you know, they're like, you know, their family is okay, you know.
And Vlad, what makes you smile?
I don't normally smile, but I'm not a person who smiles. You find out, you know, like if you know me as a person, like a friend, I don't really smile that much, you know. I'm just a sad person, you know. So much things happen in life.
Serious?
So many things happen in life, you know, like bad things, you know.
Yeah.
That you just sort of think like, you know.
But is there anything that makes you like happy? Things that people do for you? What kind of things?
But I appreciate when people help me, like on the street. You know, I'll ask for a couple of quid, they'll give me like a 5 or a 10, you know.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, you know. I'll thank them. I'll pray for them, you know.
And with the money that you raise, what do you do with that money?
But I literally just get by on that, like whatever I raise during the day while people on the street, you know.
Yeah.
In the evening, there's not many people on the street, so it's very hard to find someone who's got a quid or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Most people use cards, like they wouldn't have any change.
True,
most people say, oh, I'm only on a card. Most people have only card. So out of 10 people ask, maybe one would have like a pound or two, you know.
And you know, today we saw you walking around, but do you normally like beg outside a shop or anything, or?
I walk up and down the house. I don't stop in one place because police moves me on.
Okay.
If they see me, they'll tell me to go. They'll say go to another place, move on. You know, they'll say they don't arrest me, but they'll ask me to move on. You know, so that's why I move around so the same people don't see me, and I go to different areas. You know.
Got you. Have you always been in this part of London, or have you moved in?
I've been in West London mostly. I used to have work in South London, East London.
East London, okay.
Like near Greenwich.
Greenwich, okay.
Painting jobs, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I haven't had a job that's lasted longer than a week for a long time now.
So suppose someone watches this video and they're looking for a painter or decorator, or they need some help, would you be willing to work?
Of course, yeah.
Have you got a phone or anything we can contact you with?
I can leave you my number, but I don't have any credit to call you back. Like at the moment.
But you got a phone, basically.
I've got a phone.
So if we were to call you, that would work.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
basically.
We'll take
but
that
what is, yeah? My phone is broken at the moment. Like when I put the charge, it doesn't work. So I charge up the battery in the shop, and I'll put it in, and then I use it only when I need to make a phone call.
Okay.
So if you want to get in touch with me for now, while I don't have another phone, just send me a text, and I'll get back. I'll get back to you.
Okay. And Vlad, now I want to ask you, being homeless for this long, what's the nicest thing someone has done for you?
Nicest thing, brother. People buy me food. Sometimes, you know, like they go in the shop, they say, "Do you want any food?" You know, they give me change or they buy me food. Doesn't matter what, you know. Like, I appreciate any help. You know, like they give me 1p, it's still 1p. You know, I appreciate. I buy an energy drink.
And what's the meanest thing that someone has done to you?
I've been punched in the head just for asking somebody for a spare quid. You know, the guy,
crazy,
he was talking to me. He was getting angry, just for no reason. He was drunk. You know, a bit drunk. And he said like he didn't say anything, but he was getting angry. And then his cab came. Before he left, he smacked me in the head, get in the cab, and he went. So that's, you know,
Sorry to
you
hear
have
that,
to be
man.
careful. No, you have to be
Okay.
careful. But some people are nice people,
Yeah.
and some people, they would.
Would you say majority are nice?
Most people I meet on the street, they are good people.
Okay. And just coming to the end, then I want to ask you, what's the one lesson that you've learned?
One lesson: never to give up. Never to give up. You know, just keep strong. You know, mentally strong. I'm not suffering because I'm on the street. You know, because like some people, they think it's the end of the world. It's not. You lost your money, like your house, whatever. Your family kicked you out.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter. Like you still find friends that will help you. You know, and on the streets, I met many people, all like me. You know, and we're in the same boat. You know, so like I talk to them. We meet sometimes. Like I see them here. There's one guy, Jamaican fella. He's same as me. He asks people for spare change. You know, he'll ask me how you doing, this and that. You know,
So you got some friends on the
I've
streets
got
as
friends on the street. Yeah.
well. What I love about you is your attitude, man. I must say that's amazing to see that you haven't given up.
If you give up, then the life would swallow you. You know, like life would swallow you in one day. You would not able to do anything. But if you keep strong and mentally like strong, approach people with like good heart and everything. You know, nothing bad happens, and you just get by day to day life. Life is day to day. It's not like somewhere in the future or in the past. It's day to day, game by day to day. You know.
And you know, at the start of this interview, you said that you were living with some friends. What happened with those friends? Where are they?
They moved to a different place. One person moved to his family.
Yeah.
Another guy, he moved to his to a girlfriend.
Okay.
You know, so like
There's no one to help you, basically.
I don't ask people like to help me too much. You know, I don't want to like trouble them too much.
So then, what's your plan then? How are you going to get out of this situation?
I'm looking for good work now.
Okay.
I have a couple of numbers,
Yeah.
but I don't have tools. That's the trouble. Like I need to buy a set of tools, and then I can ring a couple of
What
agents.
kind of tools do you need?
Painting tools like brushes, rollers, you know,
Okay.
acrylic, mastic gun.
And if you got those tools, where would you keep them?
If I'll just have them with me, you know, I'll go to work, I'll have them with me, you know, or leave them at a job. Like if it's safe place to leave them, like they have a locker room or something, you know, at the job, I'll put them at work while I'm at work. I'll leave them at work normally. Nobody steals tools at work, you know, like it's only somebody, like my tools got nicked, like I left them in an empty house, where job was finished, and somebody came to look at the place, maybe, I don't know, and my tools disappeared.
They took 'em.
But like I need only a few things, like a roller brush, acrylic gun, you know, maybe a couple of small painting buckets.
So what would you say if we were to buy these things for you?
Yeah.
How would that make you feel?
I would really appreciate, and basically what is, you'll give me an opportunity.
Yeah.
Then I can ring up an agency, because in agencies you have to have a bank account, you have to have the tools, you have to have your overalls.
Yeah.
I have to sort my bank account out, and I have to get the tools.
Yeah.
Once I have those two things, then I can ring up any agency and get some work and be like back on.
So what me and my brother are gonna do? We're gonna buy those things for you. Yeah. Does that sound good?
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Okay. And one last thing then. If you could go back, is there anything that you would change?
But these things, they happen to people. You know, I wasn't like planning to be on the street. You know, it's just something that happens. You know, and like I've got many friends like I said, I've got many friends on the street who've been homeless for years.
Yeah.
They've literally been on the street many years. You know, I'm not the longest person who's been on the street. I've met people, I see them like sometimes they walk by, you know, I'll say hello to them. But they've been together, like two guys I know, Alex and Carl. They've been homeless for like 8 years at least.
Okay.
And they move they stay places like squats, you know, like somebody left the place, like squat house, whatever. They'll stay there and they move around, you know, but like.
So someone, because you're still quite young, I want to ask you, what do you feel like your future looks like?
Brother, all I'm trying to do is find a bit of work at the moment, like so I'm employed. Once I'm back in work, I can then sort myself out. So like, all I need right now is just a lucky streak of work, you know, like somebody take a private job anywhere, you know, cash in hand or whatever, or like just if I get my bank account sorted and get the tools and I can work for a company like.
What's causing the issue with the bank account?
I haven't got one. I need to open one. Like the bank account I had.
Are you able to open one, or is there something?
I should be able to. I just basically I haven't used a bank account for a long time. So I had an overdraft that I've used up, and I haven't paid it. So they closed my account.
Okay.
So now I need to go to another bank and see if they can do me an account, like basic account.
And what about getting benefits and things like that?
I don't get anything because, you know, I've never really applied for anything. You know, like I never had, like any, you know, I've just basically tried to find jobs most of the time, you
Okay.
know, like self-employed, you know, like self-employed.
Yeah, yeah,
I heard people get like ESA or,
Yeah.
you know, what's it called?
Well, there's lots of different
Yeah,
benefits.
like
Yeah.
different ones, yeah.
And have any of the outreach teams tried to help you? Homeless charities.
I haven't met many. You're
No?
probably the first people that I've spoke to like this.
Wow. Okay.
People stop me and ask me like, how you doing this and that, like, do you want any help with this and that, you know, but like most of the time they pass us by, you know, like I've never met people who actually work for like
An
a cause,
organisation.
for work
Okay.
like for a cause, you know, like you guys. I haven't met.
Now you know with what we do, people watch this video, and the reason we do this channel is so that people can, you know, have some awareness of what happens with homeless people, what they go through. People that are gonna watch this video, I want to ask you, what would your final message be to the world? What would you want them to know?
So don't give up. Always be strong, keep strong, and life will show you opportunities.
Amazing. Thank you so much. God bless you.